A lot of people believe that freedom itself as a word simply means they can do anything they like, or it is an opportunity for them to do anything they feel like doing. As of last week, I made a quote on our social media platform. I made a statement. It said, freedom only exists within a defined or confined boundary, and going beyond that boundary can pose oneself or you to a risk. I'm going to give a deep insight or concept of what freedom really means, because if we don't correct this, a lot of people will be expressing freedom wrongly. Let me give an example of when God placed Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. When God placed them in the Garden of Eden, He made a statement. He said, you can eat from every fruit in this garden, but there's a particular tree in the garden that you cannot eat from its fruits. They have freedom within the Garden of Eden, but when it comes to that particular tree that God told them not to eat from, Adam and Eve may not understand why God told them, but the reason God told them to not eat from that tree, it is for their own safety, not God trying to limit them or trying to limit their freedom. Let's look at another illustration of driving a car or a motorcycle. Every country has a particular law, what we call freedom of movement. You are allowed to own a motorcycle, you are allowed to own a car, you are allowed to own a truck. During the process of driving, there's what we call a traffic light, which many of us are aware about. And traffic lights mostly have three colors, which is the red, green, and the yellow. Most cases, you have freedom of driving. And when you get to a traffic point, it is within an instruction that when the traffic light is showing red, it is your responsibility to stop. Because you have freedom of movement doesn't mean that you are allowed to move anytime you want. The boundary within the confinement of your freedom of movement when driving is that it is your responsibility to stop when that red color is showing. Most people, because they feel they have freedom of movement, some of us try to disobey the instruction that the traffic is giving us to stop. And when you do that, it can create death, it can create misfortune, and it can create an accident. When we're kids, our parents do tell us that don't go to this place, don't go to this place, don't do that, don't do this. Sometimes we be like, it look like our parents, they are punishing us. But we don't understand where, because they are seeing what we are not seeing. Those instruction is for our own protection. Being in a situation where they tell someone, don't go to this particular river, but the person feels like, I want to swim. I want to swim. I want to swim. At some point, the person decides to enter that river and the person drowns. But we don't understand that that boundary created for us is for our own protection. These are so many things that God is trying to communicate with so many of us right now. There are a lot of situations whereby God will tell us, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, don't do that. But we don't seem to understand. Look as if God is trying to limit us. It looks as if God is trying to tell us not to have a particular pleasure. But God, who is our creator, knows the thing that can affect us and things that cannot affect us. Everything God is telling us not to do, it is for our own protection and safety. Just like when a manufacturer creates a product, when you start reading the product manual, there's always things that you cannot do with that product. Can tell you don't put this particular product in water, don't expose the product to this particular environment. The purpose of that is for the safety of that product. So most of the things God is telling us not to do, it's not God trying to limit our movement or God trying to limit things we cannot do, but God is trying to make us understand that these things we don't do it is for our own protection. This is why I made a statement that freedom only exists within a defined boundary, and going beyond that boundary can pose ourselves to risk. Thank you very much for paying attention. I want you to like, I want you to subscribe, I want to share this video to someone that this video can give insight to. Thank you, thank you, thank you.